Alright there guys, Sowerz here, and I'm bringing you another gameplay breakdown. This one's coming in from Txpyy, and it's on Hardpoint on the newly added map into the European map set on Hijacked. So this gameplay, let's go straight into it, is he's using the Scorpion. And on this gameplay, it's a more high-scoring gameplay than the previous one, so there's going to be a lot more action going on, mainly because it's Hijacked as well. But he's just pushing down this right-hand side right now. And you can see his team's trying to push the middle on this map. Really, it's quite hectic from what I've played so far. I've played it in League quite a bit, so I do know a bit about it. But they've got the good spawn right now, which they want to be holding for the second hard point. And on this middle hill, it's not really about getting an amazing setup. It's more about just making sure the other team doesn't get too much time and making sure you nick a bit of time yourself. And right now, you can see that he's trying to push the hill, just trying to make sure there's nobody in it. They've got 3 down there. And they've still got the good spawn, so you want to be constantly focused on getting that spawn that they're getting there, just behind him. Looks like he's getting EMP quite heavily, but trading kills on the middle hill. So he's doing a pretty good job of just getting in the hill, which is the main thing you want to do on that. If you're the most aggressive player in your team, you want to be jumping that hill, making sure you're contesting the hill, if anything. That's the main thing to do. And as you can see, it's it's roughly even on points, which is the worst case scenario you want to be in, really. You don't want to be losing 20 points on that hill, because that'd be pretty cheap to lose when it's such an open hill. This is the hill now where they want to be controlling the spawns behind him, and you can see his team tried to push in there, but Prince got a nice 2-piece, and now they've got the bad spawn. So really what they should have done there is they should have got somebody to anchor the hill. Txpyy looks to me like he's the more aggressive player, so it wouldn't be somebody like him, it would be somebody who's an AR who should be sat back there trying to hold that spawn. But they're just trying to push in the front door there. Really, they want to be trying to push around the back, trying to get that spawn, because on this map the spawns are so key, because they've got the spawn now luckily, and 3 of them can now push in. And they want to be careful that, yeah, there we go, they've got the control of the hill now. So they can see now they've got somebody anchoring back, so they know what they're doing now. And they want to be spreading out now, just getting this locked down. And he's doing a good job, but he gets shut down. The guy just strafe jumps on the corner, shuts him down. But as you can see, once again, it doesn't really matter because you're spawning up straight away, straight in the same position. So it's so key to get the good spawn on that side. He's doing a good job of just making sure he just holds his hill. His team looks like they've got the setup now. It's about even on points, so not doing too bad, but yeah, you can see his team moving right down the hill now for the next one. And he's doing a pretty good job of holding that. And you can see they're all going down now. Now this is going to be tough if they're all trying to push together. I'd have recommended them going down a bit early, because really this next hill is, once the team gets to set up on it, it's not the best. But what he should have done there really is probably waited for his teammate to push first. They're both really cautious there. You want one person to go in, even if they die, you know where the opposition are because they're going to be firing at him, then you can push in after. But to push in together, like literally they were holding hands, isn't a good idea. And they did it twice and it didn't really work off. And they want to be spread out a bit more. And you can see they're trying to push in now, trying to break the setup. And it looks like they're just going to get in. Good play by Fariko Txppy there. And they just got to try and get the setup on this hill right now. So this map really is actually quite a basic map in terms of the hills. Some nice players there. And they want to be just trying to control this tunnel way now. They should be spawning down that way. And the next hill, they should be thinking of the next hill a lot earlier. Txppy looks like he's the one who's going to anchor back and hold this hill. And he's doing a good job at that, finding some good spots. But this map, in a way, is quite simple. The spawns, there's not really much that you can do. Most teams are going to play this exactly the same way, this map. There's not really many different play styles, because the spawns are so simple on this map and the setups are so simple. But it's more about individual players, I'd say, if anything. And once you do get a good setup on this kind of hill, it is quite good to hold, and looks like they're doing a pretty good job. But it looks like they could spawn behind him, and I think they did get the good spawn behind them. They need to try and hold that, and no matter how many kills you're going to get, there we go, they're just getting flooded and flooded. They got 4 down, but it didn't matter because the whole team spawned at the back still. So, if they'd have spawned out mid-map, it'd have been a lot easier to hold. But I think they're holding the spawn pretty well now, so it looks like he's just going to watch the front door. And this is a pretty good spot he's in right now, picking up a nice kill there. And it looks like he's getting EMP quite a bit, so what I've got is I've got classes which counter different things. So I've got one that'll counter stuns, some nice kills there as well. One that'll counter stuns, one that'll counter EMPs, and one that'll counter both as well. So when you're playing a team and you're getting EMP'd all the time, you can switch your class and you can counter every type of playstyle that you're playing. But right now, it looks like they've got good spawn again, which his teammates have done pretty well to push that side of the map, but an airstrike just comes in and wipes them out. But they've still got the good spawn, so they want to be holding this good spawn. You can see one of his teammates is holding back to make sure his team do get that spawn. And they just want to right now be trying to pick the people off the hill. A nice airstrike coming in there. And once again, just making sure they don't lose too much time in this middle hill. It's still pretty even on score. It looks like they're up a tiny bit, but they're doing the right thing here, just trying to hold the spawn for as long as they can, but just still trying to get the kills out of that hill in the middle. To get a setup on this middle hill is almost, you know, it's pretty hard to do because the spawns can flip so easily if you're not aware of them. They're still getting the good spawn. They need to be careful now. They've had it for quite a while, and it's usually more volatile once you've had the spawn for a while for it to flip. So he's doing a great job now of anchoring back. He's realised that he needs to do it. He might not be the one who usually does it, but you can see that his teammate now is coming to do it. So it's good heads up play by Txppy there to just make sure that his team had that spawn. And because of that play he's just done there, even, you know, he could have ran up there mid-map and got a triple kill. It wouldn't have mattered. He made a better play there, just pushing back, giving his team that spawn. But it looks like they pushed around the back right and shut him down, shut his teammates down at the back. So now they got the bad spawn. But he did make a good play there. It was just down to his teammates to make the plays at the back there. The guy was anchoring back, but unfortunately he couldn't quite make him. But he's made another good play, trying to push through. It's 3 down, but they're still spawning mid-map, so they need to keep trying to push through. They need to start thinking about the next still soon as well, and it looks like they're about to do that. It's about even on points, so yeah, it's probably quite a good move. And yeah, you can see how early that the opposition team have done it as well. This is key. This hill you can get a good 30-40 seconds in this hill pretty easily, even maybe more if you've got a really good setup on it. So it's a good move coming down here. See if they can pull some good time here. That's a nice spot he's got in there. Just needs to keep changing his position like he is. And there's still a bit of time left on that old hill, but what's usually a good idea is sending 3 teammates down to this hill and then maybe just leaving one up top just to try and get them out of that hill and just contest a bit of time. Just make sure it's not as easy for them to get so much time in the hill that they just left. It doesn't really take 4 people to set up on a hill. You know, you can do it with 3 people until your teammate comes down. So right now it looks like they're just trying to cut off both doorways. I mean, like I say, it's a really simple map. There's only 2 doorways to watch, so you just get 2 on each end and keep rotating depending on where the spawns come. So it looks like the spawn on they need to now be trying to get that spawn on the other end of the map, coming up for the next hill. You have to think quite early for the spawns and setups on this map because they're so basic. Everybody knows what to control, so you really do have to be aware of the spawns and trying to hold them a lot more. So right now, the next hill comes up in 15 seconds, so they need to be thinking about that. And really, they aren't really getting too much time. They should have really got more time on that middle hill. I think really the setup wasn't strong enough, clearly, because they had the setup of 4 players in the bottom hill. They should be getting a lot more time than what they did there, really. But Txppy did his job from what I saw, so you know, maybe that's just something that they need to work on as a team. But right now they're making some good plays. This is what they need to be doing now, making the plays. Like I said in the last one, you can have all the strats in the world, but if you don't pull off the plays, it doesn't matter. And Txppy's doing that right now. He's holding down his front door really well. Some great plays right there. The opposition team trying to push in together, but some good pre-fire. But now they've lost control of the spawns once again. Txppy looks like he's going to push around the back, try and get control of that. Picks up a nice kill. This is a good play here. 4 down, that is, so they need to push through, but too late. The team had spawned up already. So you can see right there, you know, they got 4 down, but how much hill time did they get? They didn't get much at all. They got a few seconds. It's not really about you know, you can get all the 4 pieces in the world, but if they're getting a spawn line next to the hill, it's pretty irrelevant. So he keeps getting EMP'd a lot, so it's kind of hard to tell what's going on, but sometimes it is anyway, the radar. But they're still going to spawn at the back. Looks like they're just going to contest the rest of the hill. They got some good time on this hill. Looks like they got a good setup on it, especially those players from Txppy before, so he's doing a good job right now. And they're up 40 points, which is good, coming towards 1 minute 40 on the clock, so not much time for the other team. And right now they just want to make sure they get, you know, some scrap points on this, make sure the other team don't get too many scrap points as well. And going to call in the Hellstorm. This hill is obviously the one that you want to be saving your score streaks on, guys. Like he has done there. He hasn't just used it straight away. What a lot of people do is they get the score streaks and just use them straight away because, oh, it's a few kills. You want to be using your score streaks in situations you're going to need them, so you're going to be using them when you're trying to break setups, you know, on hills where they're open. You're obviously not going to use a Hellstorm when you know there's a hill inside the building and you're just picking up kills around the edge of the map. That's not helping your team. So some good plays with the score streaks there. And now he's just getting some scrap time in the hill. Nice shots there. And his team needs to be pushing through now. It's 10 seconds on the clock. They should be thinking a lot earlier about the next hill. And he's going to call another airstrike. So the other team is still getting the good spawn at the back. They need to be trying to push through right now. And it looks like they are. They haven't pushed through too much though. Yeah, it looks like they got the good spawn now. So they need to try and hold this for the rest of the time. And it looks like it's game over on the clock anyway now. So some good players by him there. If they had to improve on anything, I'd say sometimes they need to think about the next hill a bit earlier than what they were. And when it came to setting up as well, it looked like the setups weren't very strong. It looked like the other team was able to break through quite a few times until the last couple of hills where Txpyy kind of stepped it up really. But overall, some good plays. And it was I'm really enjoying this map actually since we added it. It's quite a hectic map, and like I say, it's one of the more basic maps that you're going to find. It's not one of those maps where it's very hard to learn. So, as much as I can say a lot of things, there's not much to learn on this map. It's pretty simple. You got to think ahead about the next hills. Make sure you control the spawns, and it's pretty simple to work on really. But yeah, good gameplay there from Txpyy. Like I say, really it was more teamwork things that they should be working on rather than individual, I'd say. Controlling those spawns, but good gameplay there. Please drop the like, guys, if you enjoyed the video and it helps you out, because all support really helps out the channel. And I will see you in the next video, guys. Take it easy.